Adam. Hello, my buds. You free? You been busy? Hello, my fellow YouTubers. This is Roy back again. Special edition tonight. You guys are going to appreciate this one. Sorry about Adam, about you moving out on the X there. Hopefully everything works out your way. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, moving her out. Gotta like that. So, you guys ready for tonight? We're gonna demonstrate some streams of the electromagnetic as well as the electrostatic fields of Earth. Yeah, Adam. Wish you well there, man. All breakups. Breaking up is hard to do. Regardless of what side you on. The wanting to or the not wanting to. There you go. Awesome. Oh, by the way, Adam, I must say, you're a good looking guy. Yeah, I'll be Mr. Senior when I get to Mexico in November. We'll give it a few more minutes and then we'll get the lights on and then we're going to work through this problem. Oh, it's all good. Adam, how do you retract a message? You can delete a message? All righty. Thank you very much there. I wish we can do that on regular text messaging on our phone. You ever sent anything and you regret it? I know you have. I know you have. I know everybody out there. Hello, Cool Pics in the house. Here's your next $1 million idea. Call that a messaging scrubber. Being able to have your messages pop in, appear, and disappear. That would be fascinating. I'm gonna get this off. We're gonna release the energy there. Now, what you're looking at right here is one of those plasma balls. This is a 5-inch plasma ball. And inside this glass here, there's a vacuum. then there's a glass ball in the middle, and it's like a test tube with a round sphere on the end of the ball, which is open, going down the test tube. And literally, you could pull off the test tube right out of the mechanism. Breaker, breaker. You guys out there still? What just happened? Everybody back? Did we drop signal? What happened? Did my signal drop? All right. So you can see that the glass ball has a hollow where you put your finger in there, and at the very end there is a steel wool, and I believe that's what's making the colors that you see. Let's you guys are gonna really like this. Once I turn the lights on, this whole thing is gonna really open up. So you can see here, well, let's get you up there. You can see here that the light's lighting up in my hand. So it's sending out RF. You can see here there's high voltage coming out of there, transistor-like high voltage. And when you have a vacuum ball, and they have, like I said, the steel wool inside, you can see that the steel wool is causing the orangish red color. It's the iron, the steel. And this really relates back to a couple of my past videos on the, hi Kimberly, on the plasma of different elements. And I'm going to put all this out here. We got a nice little selection of different things. And give me 1 second. Hey, Angel in the house. What's going on, Logan? We're getting ready to turn the lights on. Hey, cool pics. We're getting ready to turn the lights on, and we're going to work through a little problem. Great video tonight, by the way, Angel. I just sit back and work in my workshop or do what I'm doing, and I just listen to your video, and I look in. Alrighty, I'm back ready for my pee break. Let's put the lights on. And let's bring up some problems. Because I like solving problems. Like this one here where I can't find my light. Found it. Bingo. Can you guys see now? Yeah, you got that, EL. We got Dorian coming on up. Alrighty, so let's start the process. So right here, yeah, we're all good, man. I'm ready. It's a name of a hurricane. Notice right here I got a nice collection of different crystals. Hello, Canada in the house. Love it. Now, these crystals that are oval shape, we'll move them over right here. Now, these colors and crystals represent the chakra in our body. These are all the points of the chakra in our body. You guys see that? Well, this is quartz up top. This is quartz. This is rose quartz. This is crystal. This and this and this is crystal that I found in the ground. Make sure you guys can see all that. Now, a couple things I want to bring up before we get into the experiment that I want to get into tonight, which is really based on Angel's video that he was making tonight, that he put out there, live broadcast. Great video, Angel. It got me thinking. It got me thinking about, one is the Earth, and two, the magnetic fields, and three, the streams that come off the magnetic fields, and four, the what rotation does the Earth spin? 5, the hurricane coming my way got me thinking, as well as Angel's video on the Earth, the sun, the solar system. The hurricane got me thinking about the direction that it spins, and why does it take an upper high pressure to stop it? What? First of all, I'm going to put a question out there. So, what direction does the Earth spin in? Does it spin clockwise or counterclockwise? That's the question. Let's get through this, guys. We got some issues and problems to work out. Angel, did you just say that the Earth does not spin? Angel, did you just put up a comment saying that 0 rotation for the Earth? I am fascinated by you guys' comments. I'm befuddled by what I'm reading right now. Adam, you out there? Give me some feedback, Adam, on the comments. What do you think? I feel like a virgin here. Guys, do tell. All right, you guys, I love what you're saying. Let's get into the experiment. Let's get into the experiment. All right. This here is a metal ring. And this metal ring is sort of like a slinky. It also is a bunch of rings together. The rings together, when you let them loose, they do nothing. Go put them on top. All right. Now this is where we're going with this study, this little experiment. So if you take I made a C here and a C here, and I left it hollow in the middle. And the reason I left it hollow in the middle is because the streams of magnetic field come out in between the two circles. That, to me, says that the center is hollow. Now, what if you were to take and create a hole on the top, a hole on the bottom, and you have magnetic streams that bound the outside atmosphere area? What you will have, if you look you would have streams following I'm going to show you something. I'm going to put you back on here. You'll have streams following direction. Now we're talking about an advanced linky here. All right, guys? Advanced. Now, if you were to take a axle and throw it through the center, we're going to show not the earth turning, but we're going to show the field turning around the earth. Now, one thing I want you guys to see here is you're going to be looking at the curvature in the center, and this is the center of the planet. You're going to be looking at the curvature, and you're going to be looking at the magnetic field coming out from the curvature, coming around through the center. So the magnetic field is spinning is what we're talking about here. Now I want you to look, because you're going to be looking at when I do this, what you're going to see is a field moving out from here, around, back around again. And then you're going to see a field coming out from this end and coming back around. It's a sine wave, guys. Look in the center. It's creating a sine wave. And also in the outside part. This is the field lines on the surface, on top of the surface. You can see the energy, you can see the movement where it comes out, goes around, comes back out and goes around and moves, it comes within itself. So it got me thinking. Yes, you could look at it like that this is the energy inside the magnet. The material, like Ed says, the material of the magnet is not the substance. I'm showing you guys now the substance on how the substance moves. You see that? You can see that it moves in and outward. And it's angular too. Now think about this. The planet sits on an angle and it moves in a cycle of a rotation like this. Now, is the planet turning? No. It's the field turning. And I didn't even know about what you guys were talking about earlier until I realized this experiment. This experiment showed me that the field lines around the planet. Now, does the center turn? Yes. The center is a hollow. The field is turning. This experiment showed me something tonight I had to post to you guys. And I know nothing about flat Earth. I know nothing of the Earth just standing still. But in the big picture, to compress everything together, it would be flat. The only reason it would be bubbled out like a circle is because of everything is like a CD disc compressed together. And that's like a solar system. You guys follow me? So the solar system itself is a flat disk. So that means it's flat. But you add energy in the middle of it, it expands out, it bubbles out. And you can see where a sine wave comes from the energy moving. It's the energy itself that's active and moving. Everything else is stationary. So when they say the planet positive and negative, well, the only thing positive and negative about it is the fact that the space itself is driven by the elements that are trapped in the core region. Let's call this the core. Here's your core. And we have something that's able to give us an axial, right? There's your axial. You need something for an axial. Something has to have something to become an axial. I'm sorry about going up and down, guys, but I gotta upgrade my system. So here's your axial. The axial itself, if it's going to give you a north to south, and that's probably what makes our planet special in the array of our solar system, is the fact that it is magnetic. That paramagnetic materials are caught up. And it's the angular position of these paramagnetic materials, such as iron core, which right here, look at this. You want to see something cool? That's iron core, right? That's a freaking rock, guys. Iron core. So if you take that iron, come over here to the Bedini where I got these nice magnets. Look at that. A rock sticks to the damn magnet. What does that tell you? What does that tell you? So, if iron is the main ingredient, yeah, it is a magnet, but the iron, riddle me this, Batman. The fact that they say the sun, at its end of its life, will consume itself and turn into iron and then explode, and then it will turn into a supernova. And the supernova, Austin in the house. The supernova has a high frequency. When we get to angular momentum, we get deeper into grandmom and grandpop. You got your gamma rays. Is your grandparents. Those gamma rays get caught up in the nuclei of the sun. And then it also gets caught up in the nuclei of a neutron star that beats out entirely, pushes through everything. Everything around the neutron star gets a frequency, and that's just basically to push it outwardly into space itself. Those rays is what you see as a continuation. So let's go back to a couple things here. One is, when you look at the planet and they tell you that the planet is spinning, and it's spinning in a rotation, and that rotation, they say, is counterclockwise. If the Earth is spinning counterclockwise, so they say on Wikipedia, Nova channel, how could you have the middle of it, the equator area, to where it spins clockwise, and above the equator to the northern hemisphere, it spins counterclockwise? How could you have that happen? And exactly, Angel. That's why I'm bringing this up. I want people to look at it differently, because I have never did before. It's not, you can't, all right, let's look at it this way. The Earth cannot be spinning at, they say it spins at 24,500 times, I think, or something like that, per minute. No, per revolution of around the sun. So if the Earth was spinning and then it would change its poles, it would have to spin the opposite way. And think about a washing machine. What happens to the substance in the middle? And Angel, I agree. That's why I'm bringing this up, because I and many people always thought the Earth had a certain speed of its spin. The angular of its spin, they say, is counterclockwise. What I'm saying is, this cannot be true. And the reason I'm saying it can't be true is the fact that I'm showing in this experiment here, with this, a simple experiment. The thing is, they didn't design this to do what I just am experimenting with. They designed this to be cool. To be something of a vortex line. It's up Baron in the house. But listen, guys, I'm telling you that I see through the experiment, this is a nature experiment, the fact that the spin rotation of angular momentum is the energy field that's controlling the whole environment, the whole planet. And I'm saying as well is that the top and bottom part of that planet we call Earth is hollow, straight through. And what's having the north and south position is the fact that you would have a core of a magnetic material. And actually, it's several magnetic materials. Several magnetic materials. And Angel, I want to just thank you. You came into my life through video, live stream. You're from across the other side of the world to me. I I sit here speechless. I'm at all at your videos, visually and what you talk about. But I at never at one moment have ever thought flat earth don't spin. I I I must have seriously been not paying attention as I should have. And the reason I never even thought of, because listen, when I look at period, uh, I look imperial. I look at it as imperial data, and the imperial data is what we as humans have collected, and how we have documented it, and how we process this. The part of the human being part that I'm ashamed of us in the sense that we forget about things. And the thing that's got me interested in most of all studies in different categories is the fact that we lost as generations. We lost what we used to be. So we try to reinvent what we're going to be. And by reinventing what we're going to be, we lost touch of what we've learned through the whole process of being humans. And this is the hardcore of all. My voice, my soul, my core. The whole core of all humans is that we lose the core. The core seems to be all right. Let's move on. I'm going to find a different part of the core. And what we're going to move on to now is that the energy can be converted into different things. I'm going to set up the Tesla coil right now. And I apologize out there for all the ears we're about to blow up, or should I say, sight that we're going to burn out your eyeballs. Got Eli in the house. But, yeah, give me a second to set this up. Let's do this. We're going to take this 4-foot fluorescent bulb. We're going to make that as a core. And why are we going to make it a core? We're going to make it as a core. Now it's a core. All right. So what we're gonna do? Let me get a couple things going real quick here. I'm gonna change the top load on the Tesla coil, and we're gonna move this through a high potential. So the voltage we're talking about right now that's going to come out of the top of the Tesla coil, let's tell you what we're starting with. We're starting with 15,000 volts, 60 milliamps. We're going into 8 nanofarads, and we're going into a spark gap at a half-inch spark gap, which will slow down the connection, but as it slows down the connection, it fills a capacitor bank up with more pressure. And by doing so, it's released through every little tiny break through the medium, which is the air. Now, what happens to the air, we're going to do something that's pretty unique. We're going to throw some high pressure air at the spark end. And we're going to look at the top load. And what we're going to do is analyze the difference in the current that comes out of that top load. Now, remember one thing, the top load is a ball, a balloon that fills up with a bunch of substance, right? And that substance is all of a sudden trapped in a space that the bottom part of it just dumped its own tank. It's like a tank circuit. Get your shades on, get your damn eyeballs covered up. But I gotta get my hardware on here. All I got to say is, it's gonna get real. I got my protection on. You guys better get your protection on. It's about to get serious. Give me a minute to set everything up. Getting ready, boys. Make sure you got your shades on for this one. You got it. Hose back in the house. All right, this is what we got. Spark gap right here. And I'm going to keep it simple as hell. Spark gap is 2 pieces of wire, just separate it. I got a 1/2 inch gap here. Also have this little fan here. And what we're going to do is we're going to allow that gap to break from one end to the other. It's going to allow these capacitors, which are beer bottles. Anybody ever want to make a salt water beer bottle bath? Just let me know. I'll post it up. Each bottle represents 1 nanofarad. We're using 16 or 15,000 volts, 60 milliamp NST neon sign transformer. They sell for about $235 online. We're coming out of that. This is a center tapped coming off of 2 sides. So when one side's positive, the other side's negative. When the other side's negative, the other sides, then they rotate. So positive, negative, negative, positive. It rotates. So that means both ends of the wire going in the bottle and the wire coming that's in a bolt going through the plastic that's in the salt water. And there's salt water in the bottle, and then I got oil on top of the water and oil on top of the bottle inside the bottle, so there's not breakout. Now, what I want you guys to understand is why I'm going through the whole process here is you got to understand step by step what is actually happening so you can understand the phenomenon that I'm going to bring in. And this is going to touch base with right here. And let me get you closer. The composition of air. Okay? We're talking 78.1% is nitrogen. And then that blue right there is oxygen. 20.87 is oxygen. So that's the composition of air. Now, there's a funny thing going on with the air. Everything we see around us. Well, we don't see the air, we see everything else. That's fascinating in itself. But the fact that we're going to blow air on here, what's literally happening is that the air that's being sucked in here and being blown out the other end becomes charged air. Okay? That charged air increases the gap space right there. And that means that it's adding more nitrogen into the gap area. So think about that. Spark, fire, gap. What you're going to see is a difference come out of the capacitance. And the capacitance, remember what I said. Hello everybody. The capacitance is a wall in itself, and it is like a plate, and it is maintaining a charge if the system is running right. Let's rock this. Did you guys notice that? It's grounding out there. So that's why I have this here, is to keep it off of the wood. You guys ever see that burn mark in wood from high voltage? All right, so that's good. That's good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 turns out. So the ratio here is 5 turns to 860 turns. Do the math. Find your frequency. The right barbecue sauce. You gotta like that. All right. Let's get you set up. I can't have your hands on. Turn the lights down. You guys can still see, right? You still see? Okay, good. We'll put the spark gap close together in the beginning. So that 1/2 inch we spoke about is now going to be a 1/4 inch. All right, let me know if I got you guys back in. I just unplugged it. These experiments are tough to do with human beings. Hope you got your goggles on. Like a dragon. All right, you guys back? So listen. Look, do you see right there on the top load? So on the top load, I got a piece of copper. All right. And that's to take the capacitance that's inside this bottle. This is aluminum. This is to take the capacitance and dump it out into the conductor of the copper and come out. Now I want you to see that. Watch that. I'm trying not to give you spark gap and kill you guys with brightness. I'm trying to have you focus more on that top load, because what you're gonna, let me see, maybe I can get both, but let's see here. All right, so you got plenty of, there you go, you got both. All right, now watch this. Watch what happens when you add gas, nitrogen. Let's rock this. Let me change the top load. So let me tell you, when you change the top load, the capacitance on top, you got to move the distance, lengthening and shortening the wire of the primary. More like a pee break and get my eyeballs functioning right.